Hey everybody, my name is Jeremy. This is my lovely wife, Carissa, and we wanted to just jump on here and really share some of our journey in this last year of planning a church in the Northeast, planning a church in New England. So long story short, very long story short, a year ago, we moved from Frisco, Texas to Wallingford, Connecticut to plant Elevate Life Connecticut.
Yeah.
And there's been amazing things that's happened. Amazing things have happened in 1 year of us planning a church in the Northeast. Matter of fact, statistically speaking, the Northeast, as you know, and I know, the Northeast is the most unchurched group of people in America right now.
Yep.
It used to be the Northwest, now it's the Northeast, and there's not a lot of faith-based believers in the Northeast, but God's doing some amazing things, not only through other churches and other expressions of faith through different ministries, but God's doing something very special right here at Elevate Life Church in Wallingford, Connecticut.
He is doing something very special, and we're so grateful that God chose us to be able to be a part of it. The family of choice, the family of believers that God has been bringing to Elevate Life in this past year, it's amazing, and it's been such a blessing to see such incredible people coming and watching lives be changed and transformed in this past year that we've been here. We're excited for what the future has because it's just the beginning.
It's just the beginning. So we launched the church September the 18th of 2022, launching the church, big launch day, hundreds of people from the community and surrounding areas came. Then, of course, that number is cut in half. And then weeks later, that number is cut in half again. And then there's a base of people.
Yeah.
And then in the last 10 months, we have seen God move really miraculously. There's been miracle after miracle, but just move in the body of believers right here in Elevate.
Yeah.
So there's hundreds of people now, two services.
Yeah, we've had to go to 2 services, which has been incredible.
That are now calling this place their home. They're calling Elevate Life Church their home church. We are launching different areas now of ministry, from outreach ministries to different places that you can serve on, be on a team, play a part, groups, Bible studies. We have Bible studies throughout the week now. I mean, it's just amazing to see everything that's happened. So a couple things I want to ask you about. For me personally, a couple of big miracle moments in this last year. Because here's the deal. We walked away from security, major security. My pastor, still's our pastors today, part of the executive team there, they sent us out to come up here, blessed us, put their hand of approval on it for us to be here. We've submitted our lives underneath them, underneath their leadership, and they're still our pastors today because we believe that every pastor should have a pastor, someone in their life to help them, guide them, give them wisdom, correct them. And so in that, our conversation is, we come up here and there's been, I think, some what if moments for me. You know, and what if can go both ways. What if we move to Connecticut and God does something amazing? What if we move to Connecticut and no one comes to the church?
It's a very real thing.
What if we go to New England, the Northeast, and we build a life-giving church, but it's not resonating with the people up here? What if we come up here and we build a life-giving church and it's resonating with people and the church explodes? There's always two sides of what if.
What if God is just God and He moves?
What if miracles can still happen today? What if they don't happen? What if, again, the conversation that we have in our minds sometimes, the conversations of doubt, the conversations of I don't know if I have what it takes to do it. I think in the last year I've seen God, just for me, I'm talking about the miracle moments for me in the last year, I've seen God show up even when I was not sure. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely do.
Not that I didn't have faith for it.
Right.
but my faith was a little skewed based on the area, based on people telling us that you can't build a life-giving church here. People telling us that the Northeast is where people go and plant churches, and then the churches don't exist months later or years later. People said, oh, if you're going to plant a church, plant it down south. There's people down south that need Jesus. There's people in the north that need Jesus. Yes. So, but there's people all over. But my point is, don't plant a church and use all your resources to plant a church in the New England area. They're just not ready for that.
Those are some of the things we were told.
So those are some things that I think sometimes seeds of doubt that were sown, that along this last year and this journey that I've not struggled with, but I've contemplated them.
And I think we've had to fight some of the thoughts.
Correct.
Based on what some people have said.
And then I've seen God.
Things we've heard.
And then I've seen God move.
Yeah.
So here's some miracle moments for me this year. Hundreds of people are coming now from all over the area.
Yeah.
Hundreds of people are saying, wow, I love the life-giving church. I love the energy. I love the atmosphere, the motivation, the inspiration, the word. I love the presence of God. I love growth and development, because we're a leadership culture.
Right.
We're a leadership culture. We believe that everything rises and falls on leadership. You know, John Maxwell said those words years ago. We believe that leadership, nothing great can ever be built without great leadership.
Right. And we believe that, you know, you can't lead others until you lead yourself first.
Yep.
You know, I think that's something that's big.
So miracles moments are people are driving 30, 45 minutes. We got people driving from New York coming to church. We got people coming 40 minutes away, 30 minutes away, 50 minutes away. We've got people that are saying, man, this is my church and it's worth the drive for me. It's worth the investment, because what I get out of it, not only do I get community, not only do I get relationship equity, not only do I get the word and the worship and the presence of God, but I found this thing called family of choice. I found this thing called my family of believers, my tribe, and this close-knit group of people. And again, this is a miracle moment for me. And the miracle moment of, I can share story after story of people's lives that have been transformed, people that have walked in the church, that said to others and family members and co-workers, I will never go into another church because of things that have happened to me when I was younger, or the church experience I've had. But then we see what God's doing here, and the miracle of God softening their heart, and now they're coming and they're serving and they're on a team and they're adding value to the local church. They're a part of something that's bigger than themselves. And so there's a miracle moments. We've seen God do miracles in people's finances. We've seen God do miracles in people's marriages. We've seen people that did not believe, that literally just dove all in and now believe everything that the Word of God has to say. People reading their Bible, praying, showing up to extra church events and showing up to extra things to grow Wednesdays, and the things that we do strategically to cause growth to happen, showing up to Saturday mornings to clean the church. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to see everything that's happened in 1 year. We've got cameras, we've got lights, we've got stages, we've got LED wall. In the last year, from having none of this to look what God has done, it's amazing. We're sitting on the front of the stage right now, and I'm looking behind us, and there's the LED wall behind me. There's stage and there's lights. And it's not about the LED wall. It's not about the stage. It's not about the lights. But it's about taking steps of faith, believing God. My heart and your heart is, we want to be not just relevant. I think we throw that word out just so much, and it's so, well, we just got to be relevant with the culture. No, we wanted to use every avenue, every resource we could to reach people for the glory of God. So we want to use this as a tool. So the LED wall for us is a tool to present the gospel on Sunday mornings.
It's just another way to reach people. You know, it's not trying to compete with the world or anything like that. It's just showing people that Jesus can be fun.
Correct.
Jesus is the most exciting thing in our life.
So church should not feel like a funeral.
No, that's something you like to say a lot.
I like to say this, church should not be a funeral, but church should be a festival. Church should feel so fun. Yes, there are times that, you know what, even in and it's not just about a fun church. I'm talking about even in the correction of our own heart, that God corrects us, but God never beats us down.
Right.
Too many times people feel beat up by the church and not built up.
Right.
We're a church, for us personally, we believe in the building up church, not the beating up church.
Right.
You know, and I want to make people feel so loved when they come in these doors, like, hey, listen, we appreciate you, we love you, we'll take you on a journey, just take the step and watch what God will do in your heart. So miracle after miracle we've seen.
Yeah.
And it's not about the lights again. I'm getting back to the original thought. It's not about the lights. It's not about the LED wall. It's not about the cameras. These are all just avenues to get the gospel out. We live stream our videos. We send them out. We got people from Florida. We got people in Tennessee. We got people in Texas. We've got people in Arkansas, Oklahoma, Guatemala. I mean, we got Florida. We got people from all over the areas, the states that are watching us, that are tuning into this ministry. They're saying, wow, man, I love what God's doing in the Northeast. And I think the reason why we came, you know, you can speak to it, but I know for me, I came here to take back territory.
Yeah.
Because I believe in taking territory. I believe that God anoints men and women and groups of people to invade the enemy's territory and take it back for God. Once the New England area used to be a place where revival. If you look at the beginning, when the 13 colonies and Connecticut being one of the original 13, you look at the beginning of New Hampshire, Maine, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, Pennsylvania. You look at these Maryland. You know, of course, you know, DC's in that, but you look at this and you look at Vermont and you look at all these northeastern, you know, states. And man, there's great churches up here, but at times too, there was great revivals that took place. Yeah. And now the enemy has come in, and through religion, through man's concepts, it's now tainted. Now it's about do's and don'ts rather than relationship. And just to see God doing something so special. And we're only 1 year in, and I think sometimes, you know, Chris, I can't believe in 1 year all the things we've done.
Yeah, I can't believe what God's done in a year.
You know what I'm saying? What God's done through that, what we've done, but God using us to get those things done.
Yeah, and I think for me coming back here, because, you know, I was born and raised here, so coming back to Connecticut is so meaningful for me personally, because I know that there are such amazing people in this state, and I think sometimes as Northerners we get a bad rap. And you know, we all hear and joke about the term the frozen chosen, and I don't want to ever say that, because I don't believe that's what it is. We're all people, and we all have a hunger inside of us to feel like we belong, to know who our Creator is, to know Jesus, and we may not realize that that's what's missing in our lives. And I think it's just so powerful and special to be able to come back home to my home state and bring the good news of Jesus and help people to understand that the hole that's in their life, the void that's in their life, the thing that they're searching for to find belonging and acceptance, it's Jesus. And being able to share that, being able to see the people that God has drawn to the church and brought in, those have been miracle moments for me, because it's been really special to see just the amazing people that God's brought, and then to see their life start to be transformed, and see them meet Jesus and have an encounter with him, and an understanding of who he is and who he wants to be in your life, and that what a God-first life looks like. Yeah,
there's so many miracle moments for me too. And I know we just touched on a couple of them, but there's so many miracle moments of testimonies of people's lives being changed. Visitors are coming. I mean, I think just in this year alone, in 2023, over 441 visitors have walked through our door. Again, the front door's open, the back door we're keeping closed to try to help them take their next step. 441 first-time guests. Each weekend we have over 10 first-time guests that visit our church.
Between 10 and 15
and we're just beginning.
Average.
We're just beginning. We're looking at doing a third service. We're because we have to make room for what God's doing here. Miracle moments. These are miracle moments. The church is growing so fast. We're trying to stay with it. We're trying to stay ahead of it, raising up leaders, empowering people to do the work of the ministry.
Yeah.
Worship is beautiful. God's assembled a beautiful,
An amazing team.
Of band members and singers and people with different gift sets and different abilities. I just think about in the last year, it's like, wow, look what God's done in year one. We're getting ready to celebrate our 1-year anniversary on October the 1st. Our pastors are coming up. Pastor Keith and Pastor Sheila, they're coming up. They're going to celebrate with us. They're going to be our special guests that Sunday. They're not guests, they're family. They're going to be our special family that Sunday. And but they're going to come in and give a word of encouragement, a word of inspiration. So they'll be in the house 9 a.m., 11 a.m. I'm plugging that, 9 a.m., 11 a.m., anniversary weekend. Plus, we're doing free t-shirts for everyone. We're going to honor people that are part of this house. We want to bless them, you know, because our heart really is to be a blessing to our community. Our heart really is to feed the poor, serve the community, see Jesus save people's lives. The mission, our motto, our mission statement is to make heaven more crowded. That's why we exist. We exist as a church, Elevate Life Church. Not only do you elevate your thinking, you elevate your life, but we exist as an organization, as a church, to make heaven more crowded. Then the second part of that is to make disciples. So we want to make heaven more crowded, and then we want to make disciples. And so it's so powerful. And I wanted this just to talk, you know, because I think we'll forget some of these things. I think we'll forget like certain people that are walking in the doors. You know, you forget people like Todd that walked in the door who didn't believe but now believes. You forget like God's bringing certain people along the path. People like Mo and Dino, God's brought them. People like MJ, Gabby, people that God's brought, you know, we get to do this together as a family. We get our sons, both of our sons get to be a part of this. My oldest son, Josiah, is our social media guy. He runs all of our social media, our photographer, incredible gift set. Caden, he's kind of like everything. You know, serves on all kinds of teams. He's the building maintenance man. He's changing light bulbs, changing door handles, fixing stuff.
He's helping check your kids
he's 15 years old.
Pictures.
You know, 15 years old. He just takes so much ownership. Then we have your sister and my brother-in-law. So they're with us, your parents. So there's so many just great things that are happening. God's got elders here. We've got a beautiful board. We got leadership teams, the culture carriers. I mean, we got all kinds of different levels of leadership, servant leaders. I mean, it's like, wow. You know, sometimes I sit back and thinking, this is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But then I see what God's done in people's lives, and I see how God's moving, and I thank God that He chose us to do it. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that He chose us to come here. I'm grateful that our pastor sent us. I'm grateful that we are blessed out, because how you're sent out is how you start. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that we're not just up here trying to, you know, be the shiny rock in the river. We're really trying to really be the boulder in the ocean to make a ripple effect for the kingdom of God. You know, we don't want to just be a little pebble in the river and just say, you know, we're here. No, if we're going to give our energy and our life to this, we want to make an impact. And that's what we tell our people all the time. Let's make an impact.
That's good.
What do you think?
I think that's good. I was trying to think when you were saying a boulder in the ocean, I think it'd be more of like the boulder in the river. Because if there was a boulder in the stream, that would course correct and change the flow of the water.
Go ahead and preach that then.
So, no, that's just what I thought of when you said it, and it was like, that's powerful, and that is exactly what we want to be. We want to make an impact. We want to change people's lives. They may be going down a dark road or a road that's going to cause and lead to destruction, and we want to literally grab them and shift that, and so that their life can go in a positive way, that they can succeed in life. And that's what we want to see. We want to see people succeed in life. We want people to live the life that God has destined for them
the abundant life
to live.
The abundant life, the glory to glory, the strength to strength, the thriving life. And that's what we want people to experience. You know, if you're going to live for Jesus, then we want you to experience.
Well, the Bible tells us that Jesus came to give us life and life more abundantly.
Exactly.
He didn't come for us to live just an average life. He didn't come for us to live in all of these struggles. It doesn't mean struggles won't come, but it means that with him we can get through our struggles, get on the other side, and live an abundant life.
Yeah, I love what Pastor Keith says. My pastor, he says, I don't want anything normal.
Yeah.
I don't want a normal marriage. I don't want a normal finances. I don't want a normal walk with God.
Right.
I don't want a normal intimacy with the Lord. I don't want normal praise and worship. I don't want anything normal, because normal is average. Normal is what everybody has. We want something that's exceedingly abundantly all we could ask or think. So I think that, and as we celebrate 1 year, we celebrate all the salvations this year. We celebrate all the baptisms. Over 70 people being baptized so far. Hundreds of salvations, of almost 700 people on property at Easter, seeing God move. It's been amazing, miracle after miracle after miracle after miracle. And then I think what I'm expecting this next year as we get into our second year, a couple things I'm believing God for. That God continues to have his hand upon our church.
Yes.
Because it's his church. We're just stewards of it.
Yep.
That God brings the right people that we need to go to the next level.
Yeah.
I'm believing God
And
that
he continues to, because every step of this journey in the past year, and I know it's only been a year, but God's always provided. So whether it was resources for something that we were raising money for, like an LED wall, or something else, you know, updating kids areas and transforming that, God's always provided, and in the people he's always provided. And we really believe in stewarding people well, you know, and if we don't steward what we have, then why would God give us more?
So I think, and I think that's so good, because if you don't steward the people that you've got now, God's not going to bring you more people.
Right.
So you have to steward the people that God's given you now.
And that can go into just, you know, on a personal level, that can go into every area of our lives, of your lives, is just to steward well the resources and the things that God's given you.
So 1 year anniversary, this next year, we're believing God for multiple more services. We're believing God for maybe even a new location. That's what we're looking into right now, believing God for that. We've got different projects that we want to do for community. We want to do some other things for our community. We want to expand our food pantry. We want to feed single moms with their babies. We want to help their families. We want to help the seniors. We want to do special things. We want to offer car clinics. We want to do certain things like that to help families get their cars back on the road. There's certain things that we're endeavoring to do that we are doing. We are doing things of that nature, but
we want to do them at a greater level.
Greater impact.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like last year we gave 125 Thanksgiving baskets, what we call baskets of hope during Thanksgiving. Full Thanksgiving meals, turkeys. We did 125 of them. But this year we want to double that. You know, we want to literally, whoever doesn't have a Thanksgiving meal, we want them to know that God is thankful for them, and then they need to be thankful for God. And so there's a lot of things we're doing. So a lot of great things are coming up on the horizon. 2024 is going to be, I just believe, really just an incredible year for us. I believe that God's going to do something amazing. He didn't bring us 1,600 miles from Frisco, Texas to Wallingford, Connecticut for us just to be here and play church. We are supposed to be the church. It's not, I say this all the time, it's not the Jesus you say, it's the Jesus they see. We say Jesus, but it's the Jesus they see that causes transformation.
The Jesus that they see in each one of us.
Correct. So we're excited. Elevate Life Church, we want to tell you we love you. We're just documenting this journey. Documenting this journey.
This documentary.
of what God's done. And we don't want to forget these moments, because as life goes on, you can forget certain milestones, for certain markers that God's done in your life. And we didn't want to forget it. So we wanted to put this out there on YouTube, and then we'll share it, of course, on some social media platforms. So, hey, be looking for some more updates. Be looking for what else, all the other things that God is doing. Hey, we love you. It's about midnight, and we're shooting this at night in the church, because it's the only time we can get in here And well, not really. We have keys, but it's
the time that worked.
It's the time that worked.
Yeah.
And we wanted to make it. We were very intentional in making this thing happen.
Yeah.
So thank you for being on the journey.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you.